Come on, connect. There we are. Good deal.
We're live.
We are live on another Saturday night.
Rainy Saturday night.
And I am Danny.
And I'm Wanda.
Of Deep South Homestead.
And it rains every Saturday night.
It has not rained all week long.
And Danny said this morning, okay, it's going to rain around lunchtime. And I said, no, it's going to wait till, what did I say, 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock.
I knew at 7 o'clock I said it'll rain. Actually, it started, what, 6:30?
About 6:30.
Yeah. Quit at 7, but it's still sprinkling.
Yeah.
Ah, there we have Charlotte and Jen and Brenda.
And Coffee Time and Debbie and all the ones that are popping in here tonight. Kubota Acres.
Miss Barb, Glenn and Roxanne, Mama Tried, Larissa.
Yeah.
Larissa.
Jan. Miss Jan.
Diana. Christy.
Jeannie. Courtney.
There's a lot of people popping in.
Oh, now everybody's getting their notifications. They're all starting to roll
Marshall in. Farms.
There we go. Hello, Delaney.
We was talking about you
We were just talking about y'all today. We were.
It was good, too. It wasn't bad.
It was good. Yeah, we talked about sugar cane and firewood and all kind of different things, and y'all just came up in the topic.
Time for living, and Mark, one of our moderators.
Yeah.
Our moderators now, we forget till it's over with to give them a good.
There's food forest permaculture. Yeah.
They do a great job on here. We don't have very many problems usually.
Right.
And
Mr. John. Yes, John, it's raining tonight.
It's rained at 6:30.
It's still hitting the roof above me, though.
Yeah. But our moderators do a great job keeping what little bit of trouble we have down. They they post links. They just keep the peace. And guys, we do appreciate our moderators a lot.
Yes, we do. We appreciate it a whole lot.
We have quite a few, probably about 6 or 7 at least. And they
when they're all in and out, you know,
they pop in and out.
Some hide in the background. Charlotte says, "Send me some rain, Danny and Wanda. If I could, I would."
Papa Truck, Beth Mitchell, Country Homestead Preacher. Hey guys, Future Dreams to
Miss
Reality.
Sarah, yeah.
Coffee Times has been raining there since 6.
It has rained and rained.
Just heard McCain died today. You talking about McCain as in?
As in
Senator McCain?
Senator McCain? There would be nothing any better that could happen.
Okay.
I'm not going to get into politics, though.
No. It's Saturday Night Live with Deep South.
Wanda and Danda.
Wani
and Danda.
Wani and Danda.
Let's give a big thumbs up. All right. We usually say Wanny and Donda.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Ashley. Got a lot of State of Grace, Debbie, and Sandy's Travel. Hey. So, a lot of people. Yes, John McCain. Okay.
Yeah.
That's.
He had been sick. I knew that.
I don't keep up with that. So
I don't keep up with it, but I do notice. I do notice some things. Yeah, I try to stay up with what's going on around the world. Not that I care, but just in case.
Just in case it affects our lives, right?
In case there's something that's going to affect me, like there's a bill right now going through the United Nations, to do with the internet service. I don't like it, but I do like to every now and then check on it and see how it's going.
Homesteading with the Morgans.
Oh, wow.
Arnold, Donna, and Orphan Lady.
I watch Homestead with the Morgans. I watch them.
Prepping, Not Panicking.
Yeah.
Dale. We got a lot of people. Dale's from
there's
DeSoto.
2 family.
There's Miss Sherry. That's right. Okay. So our topic is, why do we live this life?
Why do we live this life?
I asked you that.
Yeah. What kind of answer did I give you? I gave you the answer of, we have no choice.
Basically.
We will starve to death if we don't live this life.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm disabled. You have to take care of me 90% of the time.
I don't take care of you.
If we don't do this lifestyle, we die because we have nothing to eat.
Dramatic.
It's all drama. That would probably get us more views, though, if we went more dramatic.
Look, I think we could do that.
You think so?
You're gonna die.
Am I?
If we don't eat.
At some point, yes. I just don't want to die now. You know?
Well, I fed you well.
You did. You fed me. Oh, did she feed me?
I did.
We had potatoes from our place, peppers and onions in it from our place, garlic from our place, big old roast. And it wasn't from our place, but it was a big old roast. But it came from a friend of ours. So.
What else? Green beans.
Green beans from our place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all, that new multi-cooker is awesome. I am loving it.
The Kasori has done stolen our hearts. I
am going to do the review Monday. I said the 28th, but when I looked, the 28th is Tuesday. And y'all would be so upset.
No, we can't do it on Tuesday.
If I put a review up on Porch Time Day.
No, we ain't doing no review on Porch Time.
We can't do reviews on Tuesday. So I've got to bump the Kasori multi-cooker to Monday.
Hey, Jen.
And let me tell you, I took that roast and thawed it out, dried it off, throwed a couple of spoonfuls of coconut oil in that cooker, put it on brown, throwed that roast over in there, left it a few minutes, brown that side, flipped it, brown that side, flipped it. Then I turned it off brown, put it on the side that says slow cooker, and put it on high. Put all my stuff in there, put the lid on it. 4 hours later, one pot, done it all. It was awesome. Falling apart tender.
It was good.
So
I'm sure it's going to be good again tomorrow.
And possibly the next day.
Because we don't throw nothing away.
All right. Kiwi Homestead from Down Under.
Oh.
In New Zealand. Well, actually New Zealand. From Down Under here in New Zealand. So,
okay, time for living. Have you ever planted your peach pits? Yes, I have. And guess what? They grew peach trees. And guess what? They have peaches.
Somebody mentioned my cake, y'all.
Look at this.
Look at this cake.
Look at this, guys.
This is an angel food cake.
This is a gluten-free.
It was gluten-free. Danny did eat some, but I forgot to give Heather the clip. So Heather made the video for me. And Danny did eat. What'd you think about it since I forgot your clip?
Well, actually, I'm going to tell you what. It's not often that I get to eat anything really nice because of my health conditions. But guys, this right here, I'm telling you, this was the best. We kept wanting to call it a sponge cake, but it wasn't.
No, it's
a pound cake.
It's an
angel food cake.
It's an angel food cake.
It was so good. Guys, it was just so good. So good to get that treat.
Yeah. And guys, I see several are you saying something about the pot. Y'all, it is not a pressure cooker.
No.
This is just like a one.
It's like a big giant crock pot, but it does everything.
I mean, you can brown meat, you can stir fry, saute, you can do rice in it, you can do bake. You can even bake cakes and cookies and stuff in it. I mean, it's just awesome. There's no pressure pot to it. I love it. Because I'm scared of pressure pots.
Time for living. No, I'm not putting peach pits on Etsy because when you plant a peach pit, you don't ever know what you're going to get. You might get a peach this big around, you might get one that big around. They're just ugly. And,
how do you know when to pick wild persimmons? Like almost right now, because I took pictures today. Ours are pink looking.
I know, but they've got to be mushy orange because
basically when they fall off the ground.
When they get ready to just fall on the ground.
Yeah. Within a week, we'll start having some. If the animals let us.
Delane asked a question back here about the sugar cane splitting.
I was gonna.
It's not gonna hurt a thing. What happens is it gets dry. And then when it starts raining, it's just like tomatoes or anything else. It actually starts growing so fast, it just splits the outside of it. It's not going to hurt a thing. Danny, have you ever grown a vanilla bean plant? No, I don't live in a subtropical area where I can grow a vanilla bean plant.
Jen, it's like an Instapot, but it has no pressure.
Yeah.
It doesn't cook anything under pressure. It's just, it looks like a giant crock pot, basically.
Let's see. That's barely had a night of some kind. They went through too fast. Yes, Felix is right. Taste the persimmon. If it's sweet, you're good to go. But if it's tart, it's not ready. And it will draw your earlobes all the way to your mouth.
Hey, Scratch Maid. Now I'm not
okay,
sure.
I gotta get back up where I was at.
There's Wholesome Roots.
Salad Ridge says my feet have not got bitten yet. Somebody said that to Salad Ridge.
Oh,
so
they were asking about. I think Wholesome Roots was wanting to know about your food restrictions. He pretty much has been gluten-free for 2 years.
About 2 years, and now I'm grain-free, unless I raise the grain.
Yeah.
If I raise the grain, I've learned that I can eat it in moderation, but not consume it. I can't eat anything genetically modified. I can't have any chemicals. Basically, I'm just a plain eater.
That's why he said we would starve to death. That's why we live this life. Yeah. Because he has to eat our green beans, our English peas, carrots, apples,
basically anything.
Pears,
figs, our muscadines, our blueberries.
Because if not, just like today, even our eggs, he eats eggs every day. But I made stuffed eggs. I put deviled eggs.
You made deviled eggs, yeah.
He ate one.
I ate one.
And it just
half.
Messed him up. And it could have been the mayonnaise because he doesn't really eat mayonnaise.
I'm not supposed
anymore.
to do the mayonnaise, but it could have been the mayonnaise, but man, it just knocked me down. And
he had a time all day from that.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's something so simple as mayonnaise because he doesn't have a gallbladder. And so that's part of it.
Yeah. Scratch Mate says, pray for Leslie's mom. She's headed to MD Anderson's on Monday.
Yeah, so that's D2.
That's D2. Danny 2.
And Leslie was on the road earlier. I did see that. Does anyone use or eat
beauty berries? We have them everywhere, but I'm not eating them.
No, we don't eat them.
We don't eat them. We try to keep the things mowed down.
Yeah.
You and Coda eat the same diet. He can't have anything that's not pure. That's the way I am. It's got to be pure.
And Danny quit coffee because his heart was messing up, and the doctor told him to take and quit with caffeine.
Anything that has caffeine. I've only drank water now for 7 years. There was occasionally I would drink a little bit of a Sprite, but the last time I drank a Sprite, I ended up in the emergency room with my heart racing away, and I couldn't. Yeah, Jen, I knew John McCain passed away. It's probably better for our nation that we don't have people like him up there.
And Wholesome Root said, make homemade mayonnaise. Well, I got enough eggs.
Well, I mean, I used to make homemade mayonnaise, but it's got to have olive oil in it, and I can't have olive oil.
It doesn't do olive oil. All oils mess with
most olive oil that you buy, let me tell you this, most olive oil that you buy is made with soy. A lot of soy in it. Very little olive oil now is actually pure.
And you'd have to pay.
There's a test you can tell if olive oil is really pure. You look at it before you put it in the refrigerator, and then put it in the refrigerator, and it'll change. I'm not going to go into that because that ain't what this is about, but that's how you check it.
All right. Two Family put up my angel food cake recipe. Video. I did it on Crazy Days, and when this video is up, they're in the cards, whichever way it is.
Yeah, they over there.
The cake
over here.
I don't know, whichever way.
It's only right here.
The cake video will be in the cards, so for those who are watching this later, check out the little information cards, guys. Those have, I think I put a couple of them of Hank that I have over on Crazy Days. I put up Danny's porch time for anybody that didn't see it already.
Right.
And I can't remember the cake. I don't remember, maybe something else, but who knows.
Bookish Homeschool says, I have a ton of crabapple trees. What can I do with them? Make jelly. Crabapples make the best jelly in the world.
They do. They make the best jelly.
Yeah.
Is sunflower oil the best? Daddy uses coconut oil.
I use coconut oil right now. I can't afford sunflower oil.
Jen says she uses coconut oil to make mayonnaise, so I may have to try that.
You could. It's just going to be some expensive mayonnaise.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
How does OT taste, Wanda? I don't know what she's asking.
I don't know what.
She must have misspelled something.
Yeah, Tammy, you have to. I don't know what OT is.
You have to put it back. Let's see.
Yeah,
crabapple jelly is great.
Great jelly, it is.
And somebody says they're using avocado oil. How does it taste? You're talking about the cake. The cake was awesome. It was it tasted like a angel food cake, but it had a touch of a different taste because the flour I used. I did not use regular white flour. I used a gluten-free flour that was a combination of ancient grains. And then I can't remember, later that day I mixed up some cream cheese and sweetened condensed milk and drizzled over it and dumped blueberries from deep south over it, and oh my goodness, it was awesome. So
yeah. Anyway, yeah, everybody says buffering. I don't think it's on our end because our thing is staying perfectly green. We're not showing anything.
It could be between us and them. Okay, we're going to show them. Why do we do this live?
That right there is it. Because we have Hank the dog.
Because we enjoy what we do.
We enjoy what we do, guys, really.
It is a life that we work hard. We do a lot of things around here. We're busy daylight till dark. I've been busting it all day trying to get stuff done just so I can take time to sit down tomorrow and make some videos that I'm behind on. Nights we're up till some nights 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night making videos.
10, yeah, so I
don't get started till like 8 o'clock sometimes. And because I've gotten used to the program, I can put together a video pretty fast sometimes. Used to it would take me 2 and 3 hours to do a video. Now within 30 to 40 minutes I can get a video done. But we're learning how to incorporate what we do here. I can go to canning. I can put, like, I'm doing sweet potatoes now. I did another can of sweet potatoes yesterday.
Only got about 40 more to go.
Yeah, but it takes an hour and a half for sweet potatoes to can, to process.
Yeah.
So once I get the sweet potatoes going, I can sit down and work on a video. And so lots of times I bounce back and forth between working on videos in between other projects. And if I don't get them done, I do them late at night.
Yeah.
We're using Camtasia right now, but we're probably fixing to go to Filmora. Heather Lori is using Filmora. She likes it. I've been watching some of the stuff she does. It seems to be very simple and easy. And so Filmora is something we're fixing to swap over to within the next month or so.
I think that was not going. I mean, Camtasia is okay, but it's got its drawbacks.
Yeah, and Filmora seems to be a simpler program. I finally figured Camtasia out. It took me a good while to get Camtasia down, but watching Heather with Filmora, I just think I'd like it so much more.
Yeah.
And besides, Daryl at Two Family has lots of videos, and if I don't know how to do something, I know where to head to find it.
That's true. Mr. Daryl has a lot of things up there.
Charlotte says that was some huge sweet potatoes. We thought they were all going to be small.
Yeah, we really did. I mean, after me and Amanda went over there and dug those that day, me and you went first, and then
they were small that day.
They were small that day, and then me and Amanda went a week or so later. They were small. We let them sit another couple of weeks, and boy, it's just like they just exploded. I mean, they were just big old potatoes after that. But anyway, we found out today, guys, that our shade cloth on our greenhouse is actually beginning to work. It's definitely keeping the temperatures. Usually when I go out there during the day, the temperature is anywhere between 120 and 150. And that's the reason we just close it up in the summertime. We don't do anything. We just let the heat solarize the soil that's in the buckets and all. And we don't even go back in it, to be honest. But since we put the shade cloth on, I've been going out there every day checking it. And so far, this is as hot as it's got in the greenhouse. I took a picture of that when I seen it make it to 100. Usually it doesn't make it to 100. Well, that's not quite 100. That's about like 95.
But it's usually pegged out past 120.
Yeah, usually it's past 120 all the way down where that elf is down there, you know, which is just way, way, way too hot for anything in a greenhouse. You can't even breathe when you go in it. But since
it's staying reasonable now, you can stay in it now.
You can stay in it now. I have put a fan in the window in the back. I don't run it all the time. Every so often I'll go in there and turn it on, let it run for a while. We got a few more changes we're going to make, but we have noticed that since I put the rubber matting down on the floor in there, that it maintains a 75 to 80 degree temperature even at night. And I think it's because the rubber is giving off heat as well as all the black pots are giving off heat, which this winter time should be
a good thing.
Should be a good thing this winter, because it should all be like thermal mass. It should be allowing plenty of heat to stay in there on those cold winter days. So that's what we're kind of hoping for. And so far, the rubber mat has gotten rid of the fire ant problem. We don't have any more problem with that. We actually have some indigo series tomatoes started in there. We got the seeds planted for the blueberry indigo series and the cherry drop indigo series.
The yellow pear tomatoes.
We have yellow pear tomatoes, which are beginning to break the ground today.
So they're starting to pop up.
We also planted yesterday 6 sweet red roaster peppers. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Seeds in there, because we're going to try to grow them over winter in the greenhouse so that we'll have them for seeds to sell, because we're not going to put any of the peppers in the greenhouse other than them.
Yeah.
To see how they do.
Hey, Doc D, I saw she come in, and Grizz says, y'all better get your thumbs up before I whack Hank, and he gets blamed for it.
Oh!
Hank's doing pretty good. I showed the picture a while ago. Okay, so we did show a Hank picture.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a video up on Crazy Days sometime next week. I try to do a Hank video, a dog vlog every week on Crazy Days. So if you want to keep up with Hank, you have to go over to Crazy Days. Now, this is one of Danny's projects this week.
One of my projects this week. We are adding on to the back of our woodshed because we realized we really only have about 4.5 cords of wood in our woodshed. And that's not going to be enough to get us through the solar minimum that they're talking about that's coming our way over the next 10 years. So we decided to add on to the back of it. We got to pour the concrete slab yet and finish up a little bit of trim around the edges. And we'll be ready for someone to cut firewood.
Hint, Marshall Farms.
Oh, yeah, Delane's on here. That's right.
Yeah, Hint, Marshall Farms.
We might have to get Delane back up here to help us cut some more firewood.
He's going to tell you he has to work every Saturday.
Probably so.
You kind of worked him to death that first time.
This picture you're looking at here, guys, I have a little bit more work to do. I got the fascia boards to put on. I got to put a ledger underneath these boards to hold them to the back of the other building, and then put the hurricane straps on them. But other than that, we're ready to pour concrete, and we'll have this thing where we can, we got to put some walls around it so we can stack our firewood in it like we did the other one there. But it's just going to be a work in progress. We're going to get there with it, though.
Yeah. So.
All things good. Hey, y'all, just came in from harvesting 30 Cherokee pumpkins.
Wow.
Whoa.
We have gotten emails, letters, all kinds of stuff from people on the Cherokee tan pumpkins, and you guys are rocking it. Y'all are doing better than us.
You're doing better than us. The squash bugs is just destroying ours.
We've gotten 8 or 9 so far, maybe 10 off of ours, and we've got several down there, but up on the back, the squash bugs got
everything in the back here. I went today. I have 1 pumpkin left in the back. I was going to go try to make sure it was still okay. I got down there and looked. The plant was completely gone, and the pumpkin was laying there, and I counted 26 squash bugs on the pumpkin itself. And I got them off of it and picked it up, and it was just got mushy, so I couldn't keep it.
We watched what was it? Floribama Homesteaders video where he did the Cherokee tan pumpkins and the Seminole pumpkins. And y'all, his vines were out. Oh, they were out of this world. He did a fantastic job with them. He had his on trellises. Well, he had the Seminole on trellises. Mm-hmm. Now, the Cherokee tan he had on the ground. And he was going to harvest. I don't think he had harvested any yet, but he was going to be harvested because they're just hanging. He had a bunch of them off I think he planted one of each.
One of each,
I don't think he planted more than one vine, and they were running everywhere.
City Girl Country Ways, solar minimum. They're predicting that over the next 15 years, our climate's going to continually get colder, and the weather's going to be more extremes. And when it's hot, it's going to be extremely hot. When it's cold, it's going to be extremely cold. Go watch Adapt 2030, Oppenheimer Ranch, Ice Age Farmer, Mr. MMBBB, wherever. I mean, there's 666. I don't know where it's something like all that. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there anyway. There's actually another Ice Age 2050, I think, that's got a channel. All these people do a better job probably explaining than I will.
Yeah.
Charlotte said she knows the feeling that all her squash got eaten up by squash bugs too.
They were horrid here. I mean, we just had a lot of problems.
Terry, I'm going to tell you, the Cherokee tan pumpkins, we got one in there this September.
In a couple of weeks.
In a couple of weeks, it'll be 1 year old.
It's going to have a birthday party.
Yeah.
Maybe if we make it till September 23rd, it'll be my birthday party, and it'll be my pumpkin for my birthday party.
We'll use it for your birthday, I guess.
That's it. If I can make it to the 21st on my birthday, I'll have a Cherokee tan pumpkin for my birthday.
Yeah.
That's only 3 weeks off. So I think if I felt of it, it's still good. So we're going to see if it'll go to my birthday. It'll be 1 year old, and I'll be a little older than that.
Yeah. And Mid-South Homesteaders Right, Country Girl, I do have a video on it on All God's Children, my other channel, talking a little bit about it. And I do talk about it on Porch Time occasionally. So, you know, you can just look around on our channel. There's some videos there that deals with it.
Okay, so I don't know. Oh, Grandma Rose. Hey, I
seen Grandma Rose pop in while I was talking there.
All right, so
I keep sliding down in my chair there. I get carried away.
All right, back to our topic now.
Why do we live this lifestyle?
Well,
it's very rewarding.
Danny was living this lifestyle before I met him.
Yeah, I've lived this lifestyle for, gosh, I don't even know how many years. It's been so far back now, most of my life.
But you were eating regular food up until 2 years ago.
Up until about 2 years ago. Well, even when Debbie and I were married, before she passed away, we ate organic.
Yeah, but I mean, you still ate lots of things like mayonnaise and.
Well, I could because my body hadn't broke down. Yeah.
But he had gallbladder surgery 3 years ago, and ever since then he's just steadily. He went down before that. He lost down to what 155 pounds.
I was down to 155. Yeah.
And
from 200 and something.
And then ever since then he's been so skinny. He's still skinny, but he has put on weight. So he's starting to beef back up a little bit. He's worked better this summer than he ever has before, and I mean, he's just doing really well. Seems like. I mean, he has his issues. Today he's had problems with his heart.
My heart's still giving me fits, but other than that, if it wasn't for my heart, I feel fine. I mean, you know, I feel real good.
I see several new people have come in.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. A lot of people saying it's buffering, and we apologize for that, guys. It seems like every time we get ready to do a live show, it has not rained all week. And I'm sitting here looking at the monitor in there, and it's just the lights are just flickering up and down on it. It's cloudy, you know, rainy. It's like it's just going to happen on the day we do a live stream.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. But anyway, this lifestyle, well,
for me, I raised my kids. We had a garden.
Yeah.
And I did herbs. I homeschooled. I also had 3 of my children at home births. So I did a lot of things back 25, 30 years ago that people are doing now. I was a little ahead of everybody, and people thought I was a little odd, and I lived in a tiny house. What people back then would call a tiny house, now it's not considered a tiny house. It's considered a small cabin. So I was doing that, but then I went to town, lived in town, did all that.
Lived in the apartments, yeah.
And I just didn't like it. I wanted out in the country. I was hunting away out in the country, and I didn't know what I wanted, but I wasn't hunting a husband. But God knew what I needed, and He put Danny and I together. And when I came out here, He had the land, He had the plants. What plants He didn't have, we've added.
We've added to it.
I've got an herb garden going, something I've always wanted. Herbs are going crazy in it, doing well. We've got fruit trees, berry bushes, gardens galore. Now we have a greenhouse, and you know, we're just doing fantastic with a lot of it. Now we've had issues, so you know, squash bugs, some of these things.
This year's been our worst year for insects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall,
we've harvested a lot.
Harvest has been awesome.
Yeah.
We just may not have harvested everything we wanted to harvest, but
it's probably good we didn't, because right now we're at a point we don't have anywhere to put any more of our food.
We're probably, how many jars do we figure we had? 20.
25.
He lives with that. But that doesn't mean we're going to quit doing what we do and just sit around and do nothing.
Right.
We're not going to worry that somebody's going to come take our stuff. We're just going to keep canning.
Yeah. Bullfrog, deer season here usually opens around October the 15th for bow season and goes all the way to November the 24th or 25th, somewhere in that area. And then gun season opens for dog hunting. And usually dog hunting goes through Christmas all the way up to about 2 weeks before Christmas. And then still season opens up and we can still hunt for a few weeks. And then they open dog season back up again. And it runs for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then they close it down, and they open up still season again, and we go all the way to February with muzzleloaders and things like that, archery and stuff.
Marsh Farm says it's time to add on to the house. Well, we've got the cabin we want to build, but we've been trying to sort out what we want to do, and we almost thought of going ahead and starting the
we started to go ahead and just go ahead and put the flooring and all down on the cabin and all that stuff.
We come really close this week to just biting a bullet and doing it, but we knew it might have to sit there a while, and we really don't want those boards out in the weather, even if we would tarp them.
Right.
So we've still got some projects here on the house, and the deck on the back is one of them. So we're bouncing back and forth on what needs to be done first. The cabin's a want. And the want has to wait till the needs are met.
Seven Sprouts Farmstead, we're not on YouTube. We're actually using OBS. I mean, we are on YouTube, but we're using OBS. We can't even use YouTube. YouTube buffers and drops us so bad, we have to go with OBS.
Yeah.
Homestead Hippie says, we have flash flood warnings here for another hour from further northwest, but no rain here.
She either gets torrential rains and
is she one that sent us about how to pray?
Pray that she just gets some rain, not thunder, lightning, not floods. We gotta pray she gets.
We gotta pray she gets the rain. I'll never word it the way she worded it when she said the thing.
Funny,
it was funny, yeah.
But she does need rain. She just does not need flooding, and she doesn't need all the thunderstorms and stuff and the lightning popping that came with the last time or two.
Yeah, we're storing up as much food as we can, but now we do have a lot of herbs growing. I'll show you here. This is our chives.
That's up close.
That's up close to them. We have so many garlic chives, guys. It's not even funny. They're just multiplying and multiplying. It's like crazy. I will show you also. This is what they look like standing up tall.
That is my, behind them is the pomegranate bush.
Yes, that's a pomegranate.
And in the front you'll see the sweet potatoes, and in the very back you'll see sweet potatoes that are behind the basil. We just got a variety of stuff going on there. We
got a lot of herbs growing everywhere. And then we have, let's see here, what is this? This is the sweet potatoes that Is this the ones that you can?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been canning on. I did some yesterday. And the other is the cooker that I was talking about earlier.
Okay, now this is the one right here. This is going to be the giveaway.
This is what the cooker looks like without the lid on it. This is where I did the potatoes the other day, and they were awesome. And Monday, when I do the video, I will have a link in the description where you can go and sign up to win one of these. So I usually, if people were kind of throwing a fit because we did a lot of reviews
this past week, yeah.
And we just hadn't been doing reviews. We kind of hold them up because we had so much going on, and we do a whole bunch at one time. So it does look like we're doing a lot of reviews, but you guys, we use these things that we review.
Yes.
And if we don't like them, we're going to tell you we don't like them.
Yeah.
And so far the lights have been fantastic. Now, whether we would have bought any of them or not, I don't know that we would, because we're cheap and we don't buy anything. But Danny likes the lights. I like the camping lights. And he and Brian are in love with that big, huge
that big light. That big bay light, son. That thing's going to work fine. Yeah, that's just fine. Bullfrog, by November, most of all of our small game is in by November. Most of it starts in October and goes through February, which we have a very long season for hunting. And we would do more hunting videos, but YouTube will not allow us to monetize stuff like that. And it just makes it kind of difficult. Now, we are on another platform.
Yeah.
We're on Real Dot
videos.
And
but I've not put very many videos up yet. If something happens to us on YouTube, we will just swap over to Real Dot Video, and I'll just put videos up occasionally. Right now, mainly porch time is what I've been throwing over there, and I think I've got a couple of gardening videos, but we probably will put like the Gardening 101 series and some of the porch times. I may go back to the older porch times and put them up for now, just to keep our channel open over there.
When is your giveaway going to be? Is it going to be the 29th?
No.
27th.
27th, I think, and it'll run for like 15 days or something. So I will put it in the video on Monday. Just be watching for that video.
Yeah. Somebody asked a while ago how our purple sweet potatoes are doing.
Awesome.
The vines are just going ballistic. I mean, I haven't actually dug them yet. I got to check the number of days on it, and see if usually around 120 to 130 days, somewhere in that area, is when you dig them. So we'll check and see.
Terry said her son wanted her to put videos on Twitch. I wanted to go to Twitch for the last year and a half, but on Twitch, I think you have to be, I think it's live, if I'm not mistaken. You might can put just videos, but the one reason I was wanting to do Twitch was because I could sit in my kitchen and cook and be live and talk, and that was the platform that I saw. But we did not have the equipment to set up in the kitchen for that. And now I probably could, but it just takes me, when I'm cooking, I don't have time to make sure that everything's going and keep an eye on live streams too. So, I mean, I could do it on YouTube too, but Twitch, that was the platform that I saw and had thought about.
Terry, sweet potatoes do fine in raised beds. I mean, you just got to keep them, keep them watered. And we've got purple sweet potatoes in raised beds this year, which is why very shortly we're going to have to get them out and get the ground ready for carrots, because we love to put our carrots in.
Two different people. One of them said their sweet potatoes didn't look any bigger than when they planted them, and the other one said theirs was looking kind of puny, like only a foot or so long, only about 4 feet long. Okay.
Fertilization. I mean, you don't want too much nitrogen on sweet potatoes. You want a lot of potash. You want a lot of phosphorus in the soil. You want some nitrogen, but not a lot. And you want a pH, around 6.8 to 6.5, 6.8, somewhere in that area. they should kick and go. I mean, especially if it's warm.
Yeah, City Girl said this was her first time gardening solo. Everything but the tomatoes and peppers failed. Don't
get discouraged because it's happening to everybody.
Overall, almost everybody I've talked to has had 1, 2, or several crops fail.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily your fault. It's not necessarily the seeds. It could be environmental. It could be the heat or the rain or lack of rain, or it could be anything. And we've had several crops that did not do well. So you just have to keep trying with crops that work in your area, and maybe next year things will be a little better.
Terry, no, carrots will not help break up ground that has lots of clay in it. You want to break the ground up ahead of time. If it's got a lot of clay in it, they'll just make knots. You want to make sure you get plenty of organic matter in that soil so that it stays loose. Add some sand, some store-bought potting soil, whatever you got to do to that soil to get it where it stays at least broke down a good 12 to 16 inches deep.
Good night, Como Creek. She had to go. Let's see.
Let's see, where we at here? Go down the list.
How is Hank? Hank is doing really good. Danny's teaching him the squirrel hunt.
Today we spent a lot of time today with squirrels.
Yeah. I've got a video. I'm just going to have to be very careful about how I present it next week of Hank learning to track squirrels and things, because I know so many people jump on that bandwagon of
Look, the only way to train a dog is with a real squirrel.
Yeah. And
I had to have a real squirrel today. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. If you're going to train a dog to hunt, you got to
be able to do it. And I want him to keep the squirrels out of my garden. So the only way I know he's going to do that is if he knows what a squirrel is and he knows to go after it and keep it out of my stuff.
And he did good today.
Oh, he caught on fast.
He caught on fast. I mean, he's a natural. When it comes to hunting and tracking, he's going to be a natural.
Yeah, so I went off walking with him and walked over to the back of the property behind the sugarcane, and he was tracking the whole time. I was trying to do a video on him walking, of me and him just walking.
Yeah.
But he was tracking. And so then when I started back, Danny had found the squirrel, and so the video's changing now to Hank tracking.
Yeah.
And he did really well with it, so we were really we had fun. Hank played with the squirrel, yes.
Yeah, he really played with the squirrel.
Yeah.
I finally got it where I could throw him and he would bring him back.
Yeah, because we wanted, if we squirrel hunted,
I don't want him eating the squirrel.
We wanted him to go get it and bring it to us so we didn't have to go hunt for the squirrel. Yeah. And he finally did that today too. So only I called it a toy, and I'm not sure that was the right thing to do.
Probably not the right thing to do.
I told him to go get his toy because I'm used to throwing his ball and telling him to go get the toy.
But we've been, I mean, that's another reason we live the life that we live, is because we love nature.
Yes.
We love hunting. We love to be able to harvest our own game and harvest our own meat, so that, you know, that's as organic as you're going to get. Now, granted, these deer that are fed with feeders and they feed off of GMO crops all the time and GMO soybeans all the time, now, they're not as good and healthy, but luckily we don't have anything like that around us here. We just got woods.
Yeah.
And there are no crops for them to feed on or anything like that. They basically just eat what's in the woods. And so we don't have to worry about animals that are, you know, loaded with genetically modified stuff. And we try to harvest what we eat, especially with meat. And it seems to work out good. We've been able to take a few deer along, take some squirrels and things like that. We raised our own rabbits, so we didn't really need to go rabbit hunting.
No.
We took a few turkeys, you know, stuff, and now we've
got turkeys galore.
We've got more turkeys than we know what to do with now, so that we won't even have to hunt them no more.
Yeah. So we Papa said squirrels got in his strawberries and some in the blueberries. We have them get in almost everything we have. They tow the peaches off and everything, so we have to do something with the squirrels. We have to keep them at least out of the yard. And if we don't want to have to sit and shoot squirrels, we have to have a dog that knows to keep them on the run. So we're hoping that's what he will do, is keep them out of the yard area.
Well, we have a rule here. If a squirrel comes in the yard, he dies.
Yeah. And we're
as long as he stays in the woods around the place here and not where we grow our stuff at, he can live his life out in peace, in harmony. But if he comes up in my yard, he gets shot.
Well, that's almost with any all the.
That's any animal.
The raccoons, the
coons, the possums. I don't care what it is. If it comes up in here where my food source is, I shoot it, or I don't relocate.
Yeah.
Or you know.
As long as they stay out of our stuff.
Stay out of my stuff and stay across the fence in the woods. They can live their life out peacefully. But when they come up in here and start messing with my food, I'm gonna take them out. You know, that may upset some people, but if you look right here, way right there, you'll see I don't really care.
He just, we like being able to live the way we live, and we don't go telling other people to change their lives.
No, I don't tell nobody to change the way they do it.
And we hope to encourage you to at least grow something or prep something, learn to cook from scratch, whatever you got to do, wherever you're at. But we're not putting anybody down because they don't do this.
If you love doing all that and you don't live off your place, that's perfectly fine.
Nose is itching. Somebody's talking about us.
Well, probably after I said that.
Yeah, but you know, we like how we live, and if you like how you live, then that's the way you should live.
Yeah. But
we do like to encourage people to plant if they can.
Yeah.
I have a tree that's 72 years old and full of squirrels.
It wouldn't be here.
We have a black lab that has
killed around 10 possums.
Wow, we need one of those. I don't know. Maybe Hank will do this. We're gonna say.
Let's see. Sandy's Travel says it's been too hot in my tomatoes. I've replanted but lost those too. Thinking of replanting in late September. Yeah, anything over 85 degrees is too hot on tomatoes.
Mr. John says as long as they stay in the woods, fine. If not, they become
potting fertilizer. That's what I'm talking about. You guys have armadillos in your neck of the woods. Oh yeah, we have armadillos. One thing about armadillos, they always have 4. They're always all the same sex. And what we'll do is, if I start seeing where there's anyone rooting around on my property, I just go out at night with a light, take them out.
Jen said it was me. I told Mike, see, Danny gets the squirrel too.
Yep.
Jen would be getting the squirrels. City Girl says she has too many houses. Where my parents lived, there was too many houses around, and the squirrels were starting to get my dad's stuff a few years ago. And he bought live traps, and then he would take them off somewhere because he couldn't shoot where he was at.
Well, now, if you buy you an air rifle, you can.
Yeah, it doesn't travel as far.
Because it doesn't make any noise.
Well, they don't want to be shooting at houses either.
Well, you shoot them up in the trees.
Well, if they're good enough.
Papa Truck said, caught a possum on top of my chicken run yesterday. Ooh, that was close there now. You need to be taking him off somewhere to give him a dirt nap.
Yeah.
S. Fairley says, I can't give away cherry tomatoes fast enough. They're going to waste. I can't pick them every day.
You can use the cherry tomatoes to make tomato sauces and any other way we did. You can't eat them all. I mean, those things produce so abundantly.
Like, our yellow pear, we had so many of them, they just went to waste last year.
I made yellow pear sauce.
We actually made yellow pear ketchup.
Yeah, we did. We made ketchup too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Oh, I've got the hiccups.
You got the hiccups now.
Uh-oh. Hard to beat a big pot of squirrel and gravy. I'm not sure, Delane.
I know, that's true. That's true.
I'm not sure about that.
I love. Look, I can cook.
School me on that.
I can cook a mean squirrel when it comes to squirrel and gravy.
You're going to have to school me on that one. That's one thing that Danny said for the last few years he's going to do, we have not done.
Jen says there's a ground squirrels, aka rats with fluffy tails. Yep. Yeah, you can freeze the tomatoes. That's true. You can. Let's see. Old South Homestead said, I am transplanting tomatoes in the ground in the greenhouse tomorrow. Still a little too hot in our greenhouse. We've just got them sprouting. They're not quite popping through the soil good yet. I mean, they're in the cook stage like that.
We should get Muscovy ducks. Danny wants the khaki Campbells. He thinks he does.
I've thought about the khaki Campbells. Yeah.
Somebody says they haven't seen Amanda from Freedom Makers. She has not put up any videos for the last week or so. She's had a few things going on, but she will be back.
She'll be back.
She had to get some things done, and we talk to her at least several times a week. And when she gets all her ducks in a row again, she'll be back. She just had to get some things taken care of.
Yeah, John says, I like my squirrels and gravy too.
I guess we're going to have that for the next gathering, huh? Squirrels and gravy at the gathering. Pot of rice.
I tell you what, I had some people up in central Mississippi. I went up there and spent some time up there. Well, I lived up there for a while. And the church up there found out that I was from down south here and that I cook gumbo. And they asked me would I cook some gumbo. And I told them, I said, yeah. And I had to make a trip back down here, and it was in the wintertime. When I came back down here, I went behind my house back here, and I shot 17 squirrels. And I took the squirrels into the skinning room, and I cleaned them all up. And I took the meat back to North Mississippi with me, and I boiled it, and picked it off the bone, and put it in that gumbo. And those people, they ranted and raved about how good that gumbo was. They said, man, I don't know. You are the man, you know. And then they asked me what the meat was that was in it, and I told them it was squirrel.